My Van and Melonin, and well met indeed. I am Arachir Galadirthan, head of the modding team behind Divide and Conquer. Welcome back to Divide and Conquer as we continue on as Dorwinion. Rune have now attacked us, which, as I'm recording this, you haven't actually seen that yet. But of course, when you watch this, you will have seen that. But we're at war against Rune.
I will not waste words on you.
Disappointingly, because I would like to play a sort of quasi-evil Dorwinion. So I do want to attack Dale and then further afield to Erebor, see some of those custom battle maps in action, and just not fight the same enemies we've fought before. But unfortunately, Rune have no enemies but us. Our only hope, really, to not fight against Rune would be to try and force a peace with them now, but in order to do that, we'd either have to cheat ourselves a whole hell of a lot of money, or we would need to gift them a few settlements, and then they might be at peace with us. Now, that would just get us to peace. In order to actually ally with them, we'd need to then also break off any alliance we have with the factions in the north, which is Dale and Erebor, which we'd want to do anyway, and then try and ally with Rune. But Rune have undergone several changes themselves since the previous versions of Divide and Conquer. They've got a few new units that they can try out. There's a few more regions around this area than there were before. And so I'm not actually that concerned about fighting Rune. I'm happy to fight them, is probably better wording. So we will fight and try and defeat the forces of Rune. And then, and only then, we shall break away and try for Dale. Unfortunately, with Rune attacking us having lost diplomatic relations with them, we are now hemorrhaging money. Who are we actually allied to? Kingdom of Dale and Woodland Realms, and not the Dwarves. So let's try for the Dwarves. So you keep heading north. Dol Guldur have just taken the East Bite. It won't be long before they get the Burnt Lands as well. They've also got the Emin Wheel, but Rune have got the Scorched Plains to the south. So Rune have already expanded quite significantly, and they've got a large army there coming for Santanwi, which can no longer afford the troops we wanted it to have. Norway and his elven contingent will need to get back quickly, but we can't leave Logarth for 2 turns, because I'm sure it will rebel. Oh, 50%. No, we might be alright. Let's try our chance our arm. Try and get these guys back. Because that army could cause us some real trouble. I'm interested as to why we are losing so much money. Like, we've barely got any forces out here, really.
Yes, my lord.
That is an interesting image, isn't it? He looks rather aggressive. To answer some questions that I have seen posted, we can end the turn there. The first amongst them is that the Green Book, which you find in the capital provinces of certain regions, that will be done for every faction. Believe it or not, 2 people asked that question. They said, will you extend the Green Book to every faction? It did make me laugh. I thought, no, we thought we'd just leave it with the High Elves and with Rune, you know. And but no, so the Green Books will be for everyone. If you do lose your capital province, we cannot pass the Green Book on to another province. But do note that the Green Books cover more than one province. So, for example, Dorwinion, the Dorwinion province is Karasant, Santanwi, and Strondost. So the Green Book is in all 3 of those locations. It will list your scripts. And for Rune, for example, when I showed you the runic ones that were in Mistrand, you can't see my cursor, can you? I keep forgetting that. Mistrand in the corner of your screen there. There are 5 regions that share the Green Book of Mistrand. So, and that occurs in a lot of locations. But primarily, the main reason why you do not need to worry is that I don't think anyone really in the history of Divide and Conquer has ever lost their capital to anyone. So, I can't imagine it'll be a problem. And also, if you just read it at the start, then maybe take a message, take a picture, something like that. F12, everyone knows about F12, right? Well, people don't. I'm not going to fight that. We are going to lose it, unfortunately. I see so many images taken on the internet of people that have taken a picture of their screen with a camera, and then in forums when people say, you know, you can screenshot your computer screen, right? They're like, no, I can't possibly do it. It's like, no, I know 100% that you can take a screenshot of your screen because you are playing a game on Steam. And therefore, you can screenshot your screen because that is exactly what Steam does for us all. But I share the annoyance when you see a picture online of someone who's photographed their computer screen and so the quality is so low. Dale and the Easterlings have gone to war. Ah, so Dale are actually going to help us out, and then we're going to backstab them. Which, for the absolute record, for any record, the main record, I should say, backstabbing is totally against my nature. And there are many people that we played Age of Empires with, and soon we'll be playing Definitive Edition with, in only a few weeks' time when it comes out in November,
Your orders, my lord.
who can attest to my innocence in these situations, and how trustworthy and steadfast I am as an ally. Oh, I didn't do anything with the army, did I? I just left it there like an idiot. Mistrend, if we take, we won't be able to hold, but Lest we would.
To battle.
So let's go for Lest. And that will also call Lokhan Rukar back, and then we'll be able to march our army out there and meet up with the attackers at Lest. Oh, look, Dale have come down. I thought Rune didn't have a ship. Where have they gotten this guy from?
Engaging the enemy fleet.
Oh, no, it's him, isn't it? He just keep, because they never die, do they? They just keep surviving. It's so frustrating. Right, so Rune, it would seem at the moment, have something of an upper hand. I appreciate it. But give us time. We'll smash the buggers. Although we are losing a lot of money. Other questions I've seen are... Will the removal of the terrain bonus... Oh, we're going to have to fight this, even though we're almost certainly going to die. Excuse me, sorry. Ah, dear. Oh, yeah, no, we're going to die, but we'll fight it anyway. The terrain bonus, people have said, will the terrain bonus being removed not massively wig out the AI, and will it not give a huge bonus to nations that have lots of castles? And the answer to that question is that castles already provide a significant bonus over towns. And so the removal of terrain bonus will actually have very little effect for many factions. And as regards castles versus towns, that is already a feature. So it will have no bearing whatsoever. So Mordor, which is an area predominantly made up of castles, will be unaffected. There is the Dorwinion banner. I thought I'd show that to you all before we now very disappointingly get it destroyed. Now, if the AI in this game were cleverer, of course, you could have the town square up here, like in the centre of this actual castle. But of course, the AI is not clever, and it cannot possibly know how to get up there, even if you put doors in the citadel, etc. Which is why a lot of maps for Reforged, which a lot of people always say, oh, hey, can you get this map from Reforged? It looks really good. And we have to say, sorry, no, we can't get that map from Reforged because the AI will not handle that map at all. So we cannot use it. Now, I'm really hoping that those towers are going to give us some actual benefit and not just be useless. I'll move you guys in a minute. Ah, yes, they are going to be helpful. And they've instantly fired. Come at me then, you buggers. Oh, look at that. Square into the enemy. What a formidable and imposing bastion they have to climb. They'll have to overcome. Are we firing? I trust we're firing.
This thing's a little dusty. Bowman.
Bowman!
Bowman.
Bowman! Bowman, you're about to die, so get down off that wall. I do not want you engaged in melee. What are they? Daratai warriors? No, definitely not. No, you're going to be engaged in melee anyway in a moment. But we can surely make it, find a better way to do it. Go on, go! Thank you. You guys are over
Our
there.
enemy's ladders have reached our walls. It's time for butcher's work.
I'm thinking, if we get you to come over here, actually. Go, 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 go. Come on, faster, 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 faster. Oh, there we are. The fire arrows. This is going to get a lot of questions, isn't it, actually? So better to answer that now. The fire arrows of Rune are totally unique to Rune. So as many of you know, we removed fire arrows. They are no longer a thing in the game, except for Rune, where it's said to be some sort of mystical dragon fire that lights their arrows. But they are not traditional fire arrows. They are as accurate as normal arrows. And there are actually two types. So this unit over here, which is shooting us, the Daratai Hunters, they have a fire arrow in visuals only, which is a little misleading, I appreciate, but it looks cool, so what the hell. But if you fight against any other runic unit, this is the only one that has a visual only, all of the others have actual fire arrows, so they have a chance of setting your units on fire. How many of the enemy have died? 20% brought down by the towers alone. That's good, isn't it? Now, the towers, of course, were buffed for version 4 or even version 3. I can't quite remember. And they were made significantly better, purposefully, to make city battles actually mean something. There were some people that moaned about this, but every change is met with moaning. But what I also did, because it used to annoy me how easily enemies could capture towers. Now, I appreciate in this instance, these people on this wall over here should probably, or by all rights, capture this tower. But I set the capture range to be really high. So basically, if a unit is alive, it will be able to retain control of the towers. So I could have one unit over there on that wall, and it would still control that tower over there. And that was put in place because, more often than not, even when you had plenty of units left alive, and you had units fighting on the wall and the enemy was over here, for example, the enemy would then claim this tower. You can't see my cursor, but imagine the units that are now currently behind the box, and imagine the enemy is behind that box. And then the enemy is then claiming this tower on the right here, and you just think, no, my men are between you and the tower. You shouldn't be able to capture it. So we made changes there. Right, general on the wall. Get yourself down off the wall. Go, 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 go. This is a really cool battle map. Nice and small, but so defensive. Right, and if we can keep the towers alive and keep the thorn crossbows going, we might even claim today. It's a slim chance, really. Those Daratai warriors are going to be a pain. And the crossbows are now actually having to fire, which is a shame. Oh, look, there's a bowyer. Oh, cool. Is there a barracks? Now it's time to spot the barracks. That's the barracks. Yes. Garrison quarters. Why does it have these giant holes in the wall? I hear you cry. And who knows is being the answer. Right, troops. You need to do well. Oh, look, those ones are actually firing. Good. And the towers are keeping up the fire.
Enemy force remains.
Where's the general? Which one's the general? There. He's only a captain, so the crossbowman might be able to do it. But what is our actual general doing? He's really not doing us any favours, is he? He's absolutely useless. Oh, the Balkov have arrived. Oh, look how annoying you are. Goodness gracious me. Now shoot them. Go on. Go on. Go on. Oh, the Thorn Crossbowman might win. If we can kill that general right there. Keep it up. Keep it up. Go. Support the crossbows. Bring him down. Hold on, that was the general, wasn't it? Look, these ones have been helping us out immensely by keeping up the fire. I think we're going to win. 4 crossbows survive. Yes! Yes!
Vanquished. Let all who remember this day remember it as the day of our most glorious victory.
Oh, I can't believe we won that. I was so resigned. When I saw Rune's army marching towards us and us having completely run out of money, I thought, oh dear, this is going to be over quickly. Try not to let anyone know it's going to be over quickly, Gally. Which I now have done. But that victory totally seals my resolve. We will fight back. Besides, everyone loves a scrap, don't they? Particularly when the person you're watching is utterly useless, but every now and then peaks burst through the cloud line of mediocrity and show excellence, even if just for a glimpse. Now, we'll get Vilta back. Oh, we did lose Logar. Oh, I shouldn't have punted. That was so silly. Norway wasn't even able to get back in time. It made no difference. Why would it rebel on a 50% though? That's my question. That's a load of Billy bull crap.
Your orders, my lord.
Right, that's going to go in the next turn anyway, so we might as well just let
We
it.
can go no further today.
If they attack us, they attack us. If they don't, we'll just get it.
Ships ready.
Yes!
Facing the enemy fleet. We are victorious.
Well fought, men. Well fought. Now, we are losing money. Hand over fist.
Yes, my lord.
As you command.
But the garrison of Leicester is very small.
Yes.
Our army's not too bad here either, actually. They are going to massively outnumber us, but we'll take it. Right, you guys, leave behind the levies. Go and stand on the bridge.
Yes.
You don't have any archers, but being on a bridge is still better than the alternatives.
Your orders, my lord.
I don't think we can actually wait. I think we should go for it. Oh, look, that's so heavily in our favour. Let's test out the auto-resolve. 205. I don't know. I think we probably should have fought that. Well, you're all going to be screaming at me. Of course you should have fought it, Gallo. That was ridiculous. Ah, but the Avari lost hardly any, so that's alright. Screw it.
We have triumphed, my lord.
Why does it not like us? We're Northmen. You're Northmen. Like us. Right, merge that all together. Leave behind one of the generals for now. Only for a turn.
My lord.
Go and get Othelbed. Let's give ourselves a bit of a
Raise our
blanket cover. Merge the units together there and take those two south.
By your
Join
command.
together. Santanri doesn't really need a garrison if Othelbed's our front line, so that's fine. And you guys are going to go to Vilta, where you will get
We
free
can go
upkeep.
no further today.
You will not get free upkeep. Curses. The pictures are coming back for these green books, by the way. They were just rejigged, and I haven't added all the images back in yet, because it's really boring, and it takes a very long time. So I do them as every now and then. I'll do one and do a bit of modding, do another one, that kind of thing. Nice. Map information. You got loads of money, and I've got loads of map information to give. I'm like a map information Easter bunny. So if you could, pay me some money for it. Oh, come off it, you stupid, selfish, greedy bastard. By the blood of my people, Erebor, are your lands not well protected? Oh, and now they won't even initiate diplomacy with us. You bastards. Let's try and sell it to the elves instead then. Elves?
Stopping here. Tomorrow's
Give me your
journey
money.
planned out.
I can't believe we are losing money so
Yes, my lord.
badly. It's because of this army here, isn't it? It's ridiculous. Oh, and we lost an Aberka, of course. I'll have to sail back and get that. They don't currently have any ships. Oh, speaking of which, and what unit do you have? I'm thinking we could send Vine Regent Howen with his little one-man army. Can you make it all the way there? No, but that's all right. They don't have any ships at the moment, so what does it matter?
Set sail.
We'll go back and get Nabur, and then we'll send him back to there.
Further.
We'll lose a little bit of money for our activities here, but we'll do it nevertheless. I'm imagining we shall be attacked at Lest, probably straight away. Yes, there we are. Although you've used a tiny and pathetic army. I don't know what you hope to achieve there, you fools. Captain Broda. Broda comes with one unit of archers and then just early tier runic trash. And Nizar is good in that he's got himself. This is one of the main key differences, of course, from all of the older playthroughs of Rune. Their bodyguard is no longer mounted. They now have Loke Rim bodyguard. I think that's what they were before, but they are now a halberdier unit. And if I
we march into battle.
built this at the right time, I can't remember. Hummingbird has gone through the Runic Elite roster and changed their clothing to be red instead of brown, which is something that has been requested a great deal, and that change has been made. And so hopefully that has come into effect already, and you'll get to see that here today. We are going to come and stand on this hill, and we shall shoot our enemies. We're going to put the crossbows on the edge, because something that I'm being taught frequently in my time playing Warhammer is that archers are considerably more useful if once the enemy arrives you run them around the side and then just start shooting into the back of your enemy. Which is and then you just rack up the kills. So we're going to use the crossbows as a flanking unit, and we're going to get the general on the other side. Oh, and here's Athel here. There he is with his hidden Athala Rangers. Oh, interesting. You're called Athel here, and you are the Athala Ranger guy. And then here is Legend of Total War. He doesn't look much like him in the game. A little bit, but not much. But he looks definitely like him there. In fact, I am almost convinced that someone has taken an image of him, made him grey, and made it the image.
The enemy have brought up more men.
I'll tell you what else. I am going to have another little go at Total War Warhammer 2. And in true gamer style, I'm going to moan about something that I've now put hundreds of hours into. And that is the disappointing reality that fighting downhill in Warhammer 2, as far as I can tell from reading various forums and whatnot, has no appreciable benefit anymore. In Medieval 2, fighting downhill has two benefits. Number one, your ranged units, understandably, have better range. And number two, your melee forces get a melee buff when they are fighting downhill. It can really turn the tide when you've got an army of relatively poor, crappy units. But if you fight downhill, those relatively poor, crappy units suddenly will actually hold off against units that they have no right to hold off against. And that has been taken away from Warhammer 2, as far as my reading has gone. If anybody has information to the contrary, I really would love to hear it. But, as is so unfortunately common with the internet, I at the moment have little evidence to my statement. So if you have information to the contrary, I'd love to know what that information is and why you think there is a bonus fighting downhill. But do let me know if you do have that info. Men of the Thorn! Right, move a little bit closer and group up a little bit more, because the enemy is... who knows what the enemy's up to. Right, we're out. Another problem with Warhammer 2, despite it being thoroughly enjoyable, is that the battle maps are ridiculous. And this is tied into what I just said a moment ago, because in Warhammer 2... there are no hill bonuses, as far as I am aware, subject to change pending your reports. But so there's no hill bonuses, but every single battle map, apart from possibly at a stretch the ones in the underground, are all ridiculously hilly. And you just think, why have you made them so hilly when hills have no benefit anymore? All it serves to do is make the enemy invisible. Because, of course, the game has the feature whereby units behind a hill are invisible, which is totally understandable, and I can get behind that change. But having no hill benefit and then having every other map a massive hill just makes no bloody sense. Oh, look at these bastards. Sorry, I've said that so much.
Only half the enemy force remains.
I'm sure there are many who consider it a terrible swear word. Ah, perfect. Look, you've just cut them off nicely. Men of the Thorn! Well done, men. Well done. Crossbows! We stand ready to defend Dorwinion. They don't actually say that, but it just seemed like rather fitting. The Thorn Guard are holding well. Oh, and here are our Dorwinion protectors. Or Dorwinion infantry, sorry. As you can tell, and as you may see, they are made up by part elves wearing the hoods, and part humans wearing the chainmail hoods. Elves don't like to block their stellar eyesight with things like chainmail hoods. Loading the bows. And down they go. And hit them again! And hit them again! Where are they?
Our cowardly foe runs.
Oh, I've pressed a button.
It's time to press the attack.
The other enemy arrives. The Lokrim bodyguard are here. Crossbows, now is your time to shine. Melee forces, come and stand in a line. I want every ranged unit we have to shoot that bodyguard unit. I don't care about the tribesmen. Give them all you have, lads. You go and stand there. What are you? You're archers. What are you? You're archers too. You guys, run out of the way. Run! Run! There we are, there we are. Right, you guys, feel free to back away. Come and stand over there. You fellows, you're not going to be needed. Go and stand over there. You guys, don't chase them for days. Just come back. You're running away. You're running away. The crossbows are doing the most killing, I expect. If anyone's doing any killing. Oh, they're going down a bit. Oh, come on! You're in retreat mode! Just because you've run out of arrows doesn't mean you should just stand there and die. You bloody idiots. Right, run up there. Look at these morons. They won't come near to us because they want to shoot the crossbowmen. Which I understand. I mean, the crossbows are the main threat here. But the crossbows are being given full range on the Lokrim. Oh, it's just a bloodbath, isn't it? It's just a bloodbath. Men of the Thought. And then we've got to deal with those stupid Balkoth cowards running away over there. Right, you guys curl up here. I don't know if they're actually going for you, so pull away. Oh, they are. Good. Right, bring them back. No! Come on, Legend. I'm telling you to run, for God's sake!
If we continue like this, we will smash the enemy.
That is him there, the one at the back,
The
running like
enemy
a
are
coward.
badly bloodied. They have lost half their men.
Something to do with the... This is exactly when I was moaning a moment in an episode a few days ago where I say YouTubers constantly do the movement thing where they move all their units. Like, they just... You constantly see them lining units up like that to make them move. And people were saying, well, they've got to do that because unit commands are so atrocious. And in truth, actually, I'm fully on board with that line of thinking because units will frequently not sprint when you tell them to sprint, and it's really annoying. We just need to get them to come back slightly closer towards us. Anyway, you got them coming. Now bring them back. Go on. Run them past the pike. The crossbows, sorry. No, don't shoot ours. There you go. Hit them, hit them, hit them, hit them. They're running right past you. Right, we're done.
The enemy army flees the field.
Capture him.
Pursue and run them down.
Capture him. Do not let him get away. Oh, he's quicker than all of you. Or is he? Is he? Or is someone actually gaining on him? No, no one's gaining on him. I thought the infantry were the fastest, but they're not.
Be awed by the victory.
That was quite a laborious battle, really, wasn't it? Oh, dear. Now, the only reason I erupted so against YouTubers doing the constant command movement thing is because coming from Medieval II, where units really don't obey commands, like a unit in fire at will stance, for example, will frequently not move until they've fired their volley, and then often they'll just hang around after that as well anyway. It's a real pain in the neck.
The enemy are crushed.
But in later
These
games,
lands are now
units
yours.
do move. They do obey commands. Apart from cavalry that is charged. That's the only unit I could see that still has this sort of problem. You'll charge a cavalry unit in, and then you'll try and pull them out to do cycle charging, and they frequently will do what many units have done since time immemorial in Total War games, is if one of the cavalrymen gets locked in a little bit of battle, then the entire unit will swing back around and try and fight on, and it always causes problems. Particularly when you don't pay attention, which is something... Oh, I sent the wrong man out.
Yes, orders.
Why did none of you say this?
As you wish. We can go no
Well, that was
further
annoying.
today.
We make money now.
Your orders, my lord.
And when we get Othelbed,
I will not waste words on you. Your will, my lord.
you'll have to
By
go
your
back in
command.
case he doesn't see the light. Look how many troops we can get from here, though. Give me these troops. Strondost. Don't be muddying the waters with your training.
Ships ready. Taking the troops ashore.
Yes, my lord.
Captain
As you command,
Older.
We shall prevail.
Now we'll siege you out, friends. They might rise up and attack us straight
Ships
away, and if they
ready.
do, so be it. But at least we're getting a burr back.
I will not waste words on
I don't know if we'll
I
be
will not waste
sieged
words
in
on
Lest or what will happen, but they've got a
will
large
not waste
enough
words on
force
you.
standing around us.
Your orders, my lord.
I think we're going to have to give it an end turn and see what happens. I can't believe Vilta hates us that much.
Make
What have we
camp
done
here.
to you? We are Northmen. Why is there so much unrest? Because there's no governor, that's why. We need a law building in here, and that will then quell the fury. Oh, and I forgot to go to the elves. It's just a comedy of errors, really, isn't it? But comedy is possibly not the word I would use. It's a horrible display of error after error after error. Oh, and the best comment that I've seen over the past few days was somebody trying to justify the choice of Shadow of Mordor to call Isildur and Helm Hammerhand as Nazgul.
Without
And it did make
question,
me chuckle.
Always happy to deal with you, trusted friends.
What about 1,500? Small little amount. Yes, thank you.
This seems good day to you.
Right, let's go back to
As
the
you
dwarves and try and sell the same
I
amount
shall
again. to them.
continue tomorrow. Yes, my lord.
To battle. Your will, my lord.
Vilta is
As you
rebelling.
wish,
Pathetic morons. It does have a governor.
my lord.
Ugh.
Yes.
It cares less about the governor
Marched
than it
our
does about
limit.
just having a large number of troops. Oh, and we're losing money again. And they didn't rise up in Naburka, so they lost a couple of troops.
Your order.
Ships ready.
That stands us in excellent stead. And Lest, they didn't come back for Lest. What are you doing, you fools? Now, if they were controlled by a human, they would now no longer be able to build boats
I
full
will not
stop.
waste words on you.
This would mean I've taken the boat building facility away from
To
them.
battle, lads.
Because you have to
Yes,
have
my lord.
Lest in order to train boats as a human.
Raise our banner. Victory! The enemy are crushed.
But I'm surprised we're losing so much money. We haven't done anything. Nowhere's under siege.
My lord. I will not waste words on
I
you.
think we'll get Othelbed relatively easily. Oh, well, I suppose we have got those armies
Your
out.
orders, my lord.
Coruscant's not growing without a general. That's interesting. That's not going to help us with lower taxes. But for now, that is going to be where I end this episode.
Yes, my lord.
Yeah. So I do hope
Something
you've
here.
enjoyed this, and I hope you've enjoyed my narration and any ramblings that I've provided. I must say that having the microphone slightly further away from me when I listen to these recordings back, I actually really prefer, because I don't think it sparks and goes up and down as much anymore, which is nice, because I didn't really want to have to shell out on some like leveling software or whatever it's called. I can't remember. There's a special name for having software that means you could shout into the microphone and it would only ever come out at the same level. It will never crackle. But that is all for another day. Let's see what Rune do now they've lost Lest. Ideally, what we want to do, just to talk it out, we'll take Othelbed, we'll get some money, we will retrain a sort of army in Saint-Anouilh, push that through to Lest, and get Mistrand. Without Lest and without Mistrand, Rune have been gutted. Now, they will be able to throw a lot of trash at us, but these two are their big money makers and their big recruitment centres. And the loss of those will only stand to help us. Of course, let us not forget that Erlen's Ferry is held by Dale, and whilst Gazari Bar is still held by no one, Dale are at war with Rune, so they may be skirmishing up here somewhere, possibly around Skarn and the hills just around Skarn here, or coming through the north of Tower Roman, eastern forests. But for now, that is going to be all. So thank you very much for watching, if indeed you have. And until we speak again, dear friends, be sure to check out Gamesplanet in the link below. But, Navarne den Permad Melonin. And farewell.